Got fitted Japan!
I'm all about my business, but I ain't got no briefcase. Yeah, all I got's some whiskey. Open now the whiskey, bring it to you. Yeah, I'm leaning up against the door, and my feet set to the floor, and we're messing on and go. Yeah, I've been in before. I'm a broken man, needing remedial lands. I'm all about my business.
What's up, feeders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Fitted Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Fitted Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. But unfortunately, we do not have any booze tonight because, yes, we are sober. It is a school night tonight, and we're in high school, and we got a lot of homework to do tonight. That's bullshit, obviously, but yeah, we ain't drinking. We ain't drinking tonight. I've got a lot of stuff to do this month, and yeah, you got to keep your voice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And Faders, obviously, I'm not here alone. For all you guys who are listening, I'm here with the one and the only, a musical genius that's living here in Tokyo. He's been here in Tokyo for years, firing up a storm, performing all over the place, performing at many, I don't even know how many like venues you've played at in the last week. We are here with the man, the myth, the legend, the man with the golden voice. We are here with Q. Q, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Johnny. I appreciate it.
My God. So many questions from me. There's so much to ask, and I know you're super busy, so I'm going to keep it short, sweet, directly to the point.
No worries.
But yeah, first off, once again, thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great to be here.
And how did you get into music? I mean, you perform all over the place in Tokyo. You're just like a legend here, and I got to know, how did you get into music, and how did you come to Japan? Is that cool?
Yeah. Well, basically getting into music, I was kind of thrown into music at an early age when I was 6.
6?
Yeah. So my parents, we attended gospel church when we lived in Tampa, Florida,
in
the U.S., of course. So at that time, they kind of threw me into the gospel choir and been singing ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, was it because you're a bad kid? They're like, we got to get this guy. We got to get him on stage.
Yeah,
you know,
probably something.
He's not cleaning his room, not doing anything like that. We got to put him on stage, get him something to do. You know.
Yeah, instead of putting me up for adoption, they decided to throw me into the church. So that's
Oh my gosh! But yeah, my parents used to lock me in the basement. Yeah, that's a bad idea, folks. If you got kids in the basement, it's a bad idea because that's where the video games were. I was watching Laverne and Shirley and playing video games, and it was Atari back in the day. Not good video games. Not that good old Nintendo stuff.
So you had just the the Pong thing, right? The paddle thing that went back and forth.
We had Pong. Yeah, we had Pong. My favorite game was Defender, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and of course, Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and stuff. And yeah, that's probably why I'm so bizarre. Oh man, it's like that movie People Under the Stairs. Have you seen that? Yeah, that was pretty freaky, but I was in the basement, like the kid in the basement playing video games. Man, you had good parents. My parents are good, but man, that's awesome. So you're singing when you're 6 years old, and then you never stopped.
Yeah, so started getting in. I guess I got into the food service industry, and I was basically doing that for 25, 28 years. I kind of got burnt out and decided to audition for a band when I was living in Greensboro, North Carolina. They didn't have a name at the time, but we ended up going with Fat Joy. So they were looking
Fat Joy?
Fat Joy.
Fat Joy.
So we're on
nice.
YouTube. We're on YouTube. So I auditioned for that band. I got the job and just started, lead performing from there.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, you are amazing on stage.
Thanks, man.
Amazing on stage. Yeah. So you're performing and you had that band. Did you have multiple bands after that before you
Yeah. So I started touring with a really great soul group called Hobex out of North Carolina, Chapel Hill area.
Cool.
Greg Humphreys, great guy. So he brought me on as a percussionist and backup singer. So I went on national tour with those guys.
Fantastic.
So I was doing that for over 2 years, going from the East Coast, West Coast, down south, up north. Living out of a suitcase.
Most musicians do when they tour.
Great experience, great band. And ended up getting the opportunity to move out to Japan. So left Greensboro, North Carolina, and moved to Tokyo.
Awesome. So when you were touring back in the day, was it like old school, like touring where like basically you had a van, you had like 6 dudes and you had like instruments, and actually there's more instruments and amplifiers than people. So you're all squished together.
Well, honestly, we were lucky. We had a nice sized van. There was 5 or 6 guys at a time, depending on what the ensemble was. But we had a big trailer in the back that pulled all our gear.
Really?
Which got interesting in snowstorms.
Oh, I'm sure it did. You got any stories? Oh, here you're looking out the window like
seeing all your belongings just kind of swaying back in the rearview mirror.
Oh no, you're just praying. You're like, oh God, I'll be a good boy. All those bad things, I'm really sorry. Oh geez. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. But great time.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of bands say. And I interview a lot of musicians on the show. And they like, whenever I talk to them about touring, they're always like, oh God, touring was absolutely the worst, man. We didn't eat. We didn't make any money. And it, like basically we got disrespected by club owners and it was horrible.
Yeah,
but to be honest, it was like the best time of my life. Like,
right.
Like, yeah. It was the best of times.
Right. That's what they say, But, it's hard living, but it's really fun. It really helps when you have a good, camaraderie with the people that you're jamming with. Of course, if you hate each other, it's going to make those road trips much longer,
Oh, yeah. I read a couple of books on the Ramones about how they would tour, and they would just like either tour like pure silence or they just be fighting.
Right. So I was fortunate, nothing like that. Everybody got along. Great time.
That's fantastic. Have you toured out here in Japan, or have you mostly stayed in Tokyo?
Yeah, mostly Tokyo. I've done a couple of gigs, like Yokohama, but nothing too far.
Nothing too far.
I've been wanting to, but just with those schedule, it hasn't really permitted any much like touring and things like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I'm mostly in Tokyo.
That's cool. Yeah, well, playing music in Tokyo is basically where it's at. I mean, people all over the world want to come to Tokyo just to perform, I mean, some people like save up for a whole year just to come out here and perform and try to break even. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they make a lot of money, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. You just love the music. If you're trying to get famous, you're going to be miserable. So you just
that's in any industry.
Yeah, in anything. Yeah, so you just have to enjoy
Artist.
it. Yeah, and I think it's obviously Tokyo is a big draw for singers. So there can be a lot of competition, but it's a nice family out here.
Yeah, that's true. But I think when it comes to like musicians here in Tokyo, there's like more guitarists than anything.
Yeah, you can find guitarists everywhere.
Yeah. It's
no offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no shortage.
They're a dime a dozen.
There's no shortage of guitarists.
Drummers, on the other hand.
Yeah, drummers, keyboardists are, that can be kind of a task. Sometimes there's lots of bass players. But, people willing to, for example, I go to a lot of like open jams. And they're always struggling to find a singer.
Really? A singer?
Yeah. Like a proper singer. Somebody that can like do different types of music.
You can do everything. I've heard you do everything.
Yeah. So they usually like, oh, there's a singer here. Thank God.
No, thank God.
We've got all these guitarists and no singers, So
that's a problem. All the guitarists, one drummer, and finally there's a singer. Okay. Oh man. How come it's so hard to find a good drummer? Not a good drummer, but so hard to find a drummer here in Tokyo?
Yeah, that's a good question. It really is. It can be a uphill challenge for sure. Yeah.
I think like whatchamacallit, I think it might be probably because of the space and the sound.
Right.
Because you could play like electric guitar, plug it into your amp, and then plug in some headphones, and you could jam all night and your neighbors will never know.
Yeah.
But if you're playing like the drums, it's impossible. Like, dude, my neighbors, this place here is pretty soundproof, right. But if I had a drum kit, the cops would be here.
Yeah, that's a good point. The space, the sound, and trying to afford, digital drums. Those things aren't cheap.
Yeah, they must be really expensive.
Yeah.
Like, and even a digital drum, still you've got sticks and you're hitting something like that. And your neighbors, they're just going to be hearing something like this, like, it's gonna sound like, like you're tap dancing, like, oh my God, that guy's tap dancing all night long. How does he keep it up? He sounds pretty good, but still,
Yeah. So I think that's probably a good part of it.
I guess so. But yeah, so faders, if you're in Japan or planning on coming to Japan, either be a good singer or a decent drummer.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, but I'm playing mostly like hand percussion, bongos, djembe, things like that.
You are doing that.
Yeah, still doing that. Hand percussion. Yeah, I had a great teacher, Sandy Blocker, when I was in Greensboro.
Wow, I didn't know.
Taught me everything I know.
Wow, fantastic. Well, you've got all bases covered. Can you play guitar?
I cannot. I have a guitar in a closet, which I'm pissed about. I'm trying to give it to a friend of mine so he can start using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't play guitar. I can't play piano. Damn it! I wish I did.
I don't have the fingers. Look how small these.
It would make
are.
things so much easier in terms of being able to translate your music to other musicians if I could at least play piano, chords and things like that.
Yeah.
But I learned basically music through ear.
Really?
Yeah, just through ear.
Well, like Eddie Van Halen. Oh, that's awesome. So you're making your own music now and you're performing.
So I play with a house band right now in Daikanyama once or twice a month. I don't have my own band at the moment, but I'm more of a support.
Oh, I see you like every time I not every time, but like many times when I go out, like I go to a lot of like nightclubs and live houses, I'll see you on stage and I'm like, I know that guy, what's up? It's Johnny. Oh man, especially with the Dickens, man. Like I remember the Dickens, you're always there, and like you're either at the bar hanging out with like a bunch of people, or you're on stage, or sometimes the last time I was out there, they had this amazing. It was like a funk reggae band, and there's like the place was packed, and people were just grooving and dancing, and all of a sudden I hear in the mic, "Hey, Q, get your ass up here on stage, man!" And all of a sudden you get on stage, and you guys were playing like all sorts of jams, man. That was an amazing night. That was like so much fun. Yeah, you guys like killed it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to start my own thing, but yeah, like I said, I have other bands that are trying to get me to sing, so I don't have to really.
Obviously, so that's such a big problem. Everybody loves me. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah, and What the Dickens is a great place to perform at. Like,
they're having their anniversary. They've been, I guess, their 28th anniversary is coming up at the end of the month.
Oh my God!
And so I'm doing the poster for them. They're advertising.
Are you really? Oh my God! And the guy's an artist too. That's awesome. All right, but What the Dickens, man, like that place is absolutely spectacular. I want to talk about them for a minute.
Yeah.
Like you've been performing there for like what? 10 years?
Probably at least total maybe 12 years.
12 years, over 12 years. Wow, that's awesome. I love that place. What the Dickens is so awesome. The staff, they're so nice. They're so friendly. They pour like the best pints. Now, faders, for all you people out there that haven't been to Japan or are planning on coming to Japan, a lot of times when you go to bars, they give you a pint, and it's a pint, or maybe the glass kind of looks like a pint, and half of it or 3/4 of it will be foam. And you look at that and you're like, oh man, you don't complain. You just want to be nice. You buy it and you drink it, whatever. And then you go up quickly and you get another one. And it's the same deal, but not What the Dickens. You go to What the Dickens and they give you a full pint. The prices are great. The pint is proper. And oh man, dude. Yeah. Whiskeys, their whiskey pours are really strong, really great too. And yeah, the staff is good. And food. Oh man, their desserts are off the hook. Yes. Dude, if I'm in Ebisu and I'm like, hey, what do you feel like doing for dinner? My wife's like, well, I want to go to Dickens for dessert, obviously. And I'm like, right. Dude. But yeah, their food, their fish and chips.
What does she have? Like the brownie? Don't they have a brownie?
The brownie with the ice cream
on it?
Yeah, the brownie with the ice cream. And everything is homemade. They make it there that day. Everything is fresh. It's super fresh. It is fresher than fresh. It's moving. The chocolate brownie is moving.
That's how fresh it is.
That's how fresh it is. Yeah, their food there is so good. I love
they're
their
fantastic,
fish and chips,
man.
Good. I think their fish and chips are the best.
Yeah,
they're the best
really, really
in Japan.
Good. You know what? I had there's a place actually not too far from us that has decent fish and chips, but yeah, Dickens is great.
Dickens is the best. Yeah, they got great music, great sound, great stuff. Everything is good. The location is it's 3-4 minutes from Ebisu Station.
Yeah, very homey inside. Wood, John built all that. It's very nice. So check it out for sure.
Definitely. And you're there a lot of the time.
I can't get me out of there.
Oh my God.
They're trying to kick me out of there right now.
We should be there right now. What are we doing podcasting?
Go away.
There?
You were here yesterday.
Yeah, I was there last week. I'm so embarrassed. I got so drunk. Oh God, yeah. I was there.
Yeah, it was madness last night. A guy that used to be a band called the Mutekis, I believe, Mike. He hadn't performed.
Like the good
Yeah,
things.
yeah, the good things. He hadn't
Yeah.
performed there in like 4 years, and the place was packed out to support him and his band.
Yeah, Mike's a great guy.
And it was off the chain. Drinks were flying everywhere.
Oh.
It's a good thing you went there.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't.
We
Every time
probably wouldn't be podcasting right now.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, let's just go back to the bar. I'll bring the microphone. We'll go back. But oh man,
So that's
cool.
why this today.
That's why you're drinking juice.
Grape juice, man.
Grape juice. Well, grape juice is good. There's vitamins and stuff in there. You can't go wrong with grapes. Wine's made from grapes.
Sure that.
Yeah. God, I gotta stay sober, man. Like, I've got my thing, Tokyo Art Tank, at the end of the month, and I've got basically it's 7 days, and on every single day, I've got like an event happening. Sometimes 2 events. I've got like a yoga and art class, a drawing class. I got a film festival. I've got like 5 bands performing.
Awesome.
I've got a cocktail party, a meet and greet. I've got 3 or 4 podcast interviews, and then I've got like on Saturday and Sunday, I've got like I don't know hundreds of people that are gonna be coming through the doors. The first 20 people get like free like skateboards and T-shirts and like tangible art and stuff. And I'm organizing absolutely everything. The finances, the booking of the artists, the booking of the venue, the promotion, everything. And so basically every day I've got a checklist of like 20 things that I have to do.
Right.
People I got to call and stuff. So, I mean, there's no way I can like, spend a whole night getting drunk this month, and like waking up the next day being like, I can't believe I got all this work to do. And it's already 4:00 in the afternoon. Right. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And also I got my paintings that I have to show and stuff.
Right. You got your work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to book you for the next
that'd be
Tokyo Art
great.
Tank.
So I'm more of I'm glad you mentioned that. I do a lot of I used to love to paint.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't have the space, I kind of had to scale down my operation.
Yeah.
So I just started sketching, drawing a lot of things, scanning it, and finishing off in like Photoshop. So doing like multimedia art.
Well, that's good.
So you don't have to worry about smelling up my mom's place with my paints and all my supplies and things like that.
Your mom's here in Japan?
No, when I went home, because I left Japan.
Yeah, okay.
I left Japan after my accident. I went back to the U.S. for like 7 years. And so I didn't have the space to kind of sprawl out and have paints and acrylics all over the place. So
no, you saw my studio. My studio looks like
but it's good that you have a spot. You have a space for your art stuff. I never had that, so I had to kind of do everything on a lot of stuff on my computer.
I tell you what, man, sometimes when you're pushed against a wall, that's when you get really creative. Like basically, like, I mean, if you want to do a big piece, but you can't do a big piece, you're like, shoot, well, I'm going to do a smaller piece, but I'm going to put, like 1,000 times more effort and energy and thought into it, where you make it like so much better than a big piece. And I'll tell you what, man, I've done huge pieces. I've done murals. I've done small pieces. I've done artwork the size is about, what is this? Like half a meter by a meter, whatever. I've done all sizes. And a lot of times over like huge paintings and huge pieces of artwork are sometimes overrated. Right. You look at it and you're like, oh, it's great. But, it's a lot of times like, it's just like, it doesn't have the detail that a smaller piece has. Right. It's like when you look at a smaller piece, something that's like almost like they can fit in both of your hands and you hold it and you look at it, you're like, wow, you can kind of like swim in it, you just kind of like look at all the little details from like the top to the bottom, whatever. When it's huge, sometimes it's so big, you can just like kind of like miss a lot of information. Yeah, true that. Or sometimes a lot of artists just get lazy when it's so big, and they have like one major focal point and then there's all this negative space that they don't worry about. You don't have that luxury when it's small, which means you have to focus a lot of your energy, making it more creative and better,
Right. True point.
So, so I mean, sometimes, smaller is better. Smaller is better, just like
make note of that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but definitely, like, show me some stuff, whatever. I would love to get you in. My next one is going to be June,
maybe June of 2024.
Yeah, about 6 months from now. 6 months.
Yeah, you're probably going to need at least 6 months to recoup after this one coming up.
Yeah, gosh, tell me about it. I mean, like 2 Tokyo Art Tanks ago, I wound up in the hospital. Too much stress. Oh my God.
You were a full motor. I remember.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've got a lot of energy. I do a lot of things all at the same time, but the thing is, it's just like sometimes,
one body.
Yeah, one
body.
One body. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
We've got all this like technology coming out. We've got like all this AI. We've got we got walking robots now. They got these. Right. They're trying to make laws against walking robots. We got UFOs in the sky. Yeah. It's crazy, but we don't have clones.
Well, you'll be able to upload your consciousness into your laptop, so maybe that can help you out with. You have 2 brains.
That would, well, no, one brain is just that's more than enough for me. I can barely handle this one.
One
This
AI
meat
brain.
computer up here is all it takes. But yeah, I just need another body to do all like the physical work. Oh, I wish I could have 2 bodies, and so this body right here can actually rest a little bit. Holy
that would work.
smokes!
I'm sure it's just around the corner.
Oh God, yeah. Around the corner. Tell me about some of your future gigs. So, you got any gigs coming up?
Right now,
You got tons.
I'm just kind of getting into the Christmas season, so I'll probably be doing some Christmas singing gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Personal projects, I'd like to be able to do more artwork in the coming year. So I'm sure we'll be, talking much more. So I'm steering a little bit away from the music and do a little bit more.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, cool. Really?
Yeah.
So when you do like just call it artwork and stuff, basically you start something and then you move it into Photoshop. Do you do Photoshop for like a composition or for coloring, cropping, or all the above
typically, that's a good point. Usually just to brighten up the colors and add texture, things I couldn't necessarily do by hand.
Yeah.
So, but the vast majority of the work I do is by hand.
Wow, awesome. That's cool. But using the computers, I mean, it's great. It's an amazing tool.
Yeah, it's still a learning curve, but I'm self-taught when it comes to like doing graphic design and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I could do better. Because my friends are like, "Oh, there's shortcuts for that." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. So there's a lot I don't know about Photoshop.
Oh, dude, Photoshop is almost never ending.
Yeah, there's so many tricks and shortcuts and things like that I just it's always a trial by error when I'm using it.
Yeah. I used to be really good with Photoshop 20 years ago. Now basically I use it for all the stuff that I need it for, and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to my artwork, I mean, all my stuff is on canvas, but I take care of my website and stuff. And websites, oh God, that's another headache. Even when you use something as easy as Squarespace, still I'm like totally stressed out. I'm like, how do I add a button on top of a picture? How do I do that? Wait, and I'm like watching YouTube videos, like a 20-minute video just for like a 30-second piece of information. Oh God.
Yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't even feel confident trying to like teach people how to teach somebody how to use photos. There's no way.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm not a teacher, not at all. But Craig, Craig? Keyboards?
Chivers,
Yeah, God, I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Amazing musician, but he's an art teacher.
Yeah. I've gone to a few of his events. He's always got some things going on Facebook, advertising his art events.
Dr. Sketchy.
Dr. Sketchy. He does a lot of events. He teaches children. He does family sessions, things like that.
He's all
really
over the board.
Great stuff.
Yeah. You know how impressive that guy is? He makes his own paints.
Right. He mixes everything up.
I went to his place, like the first time I went to his studio, like he's got this studio, right? This it's like an art school painting studio. Like it's full on and it's right down in Hiro. So anyway, the first time I went there, he had this wall with all these powders. They're all different colors. And I walked in, I was like, what the heck is going on here, Breaking Bad? He's like, what do you mean? Oh, those. Oh, no, I make my own paints. And I was like, what do you mean you make your own paints? He's like, well, see, these here are paint powders and you got to mix them with these 3 oils. And then you got to take egg whites and you mix them all together, kind of like how like Picasso did, whatever, when he was younger and stuff. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, but I don't do it like how Michelangelo used to do it with chicken blood. I'm like, what? Chicken? What? No, he didn't say that. I'm joking. I'm so joking. But he actually takes like I guess they would be like pigment powders or something. And he mixes them with like 2 or 3 different kinds of oils. And he's got to measure on the oils to get the right like thickness and this and that or whatever. And then when he gets like a solid red, he mixes it with like another color and puts those 2 colors together. Yellow and blue makes green, cats and dogs fighting together. It's crazy. But anyway, phenomenal. Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, and that's how you make these huge, beautiful paintings. He's like, yeah, I just make them just like how the masters made them. And I'm like, wow. That guy's crazy good.
Yeah, he knows his business.
Yeah. Actually, at Tokyo Art Tank, he's going to be the art teacher.
Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, he's qualified. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. Yeah.
Well, let me know if you need a bouncer. I could stand there and fend people off from rushing the stage.
No. Show up.
Groupies,
but his groupies, maybe. But
your groupies.
My groupies, geez, my groupies with that little kitty over there. That's sleeping.
Hello, Kit.
Yeah, she's bored. She's like, he's been podcasting all day again. Oh, this is terrible. Oh my God, play with me. But and I will. But the thing is, it's just like, yeah, come, get your draw on, hang out and stuff. We'll get some beers together and stuff. You can check out like the venue, and then if you want, I mean, I've got like right now, like the whole next event has open walls.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah, nobody's booked a wall yet, so you can be like, I want that one, and it's yours.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
To know. Hmm.
And actually, this last Tokyo Art or this upcoming Tokyo Art Tank, it's just like I think there's a couple of artists that are having issues that maybe they'll be there, maybe they won't. So make sure you have some stuff that's ready.
Right. Yeah, you got to make
just
sure
in case, because of like if somebody like cancels, I need a backup guy.
Yeah, somebody can fill that space.
I want you to fill it, man. Yeah. So I mean, because the thing is,
no Banksy this year.
No Banksy. I'm Banksy. I thought you were Banksy. I was like, Peters, we got Banksy here.
Banksy has cooler
He's
hair.
American. I don't think he has hair. I've seen a couple of people who are supposedly Banksy. They're like, they look like Uncle Fester.
Well, apparently Banksy. It's not the news section yet, but apparently he's being potentially sued, and he might have to reveal his identity.
The interesting thing about him revealing is potentially sued. Yeah, like all his like images are stencils that he copied, and then actually, if you watch the movie, like Exit Through the Gift Shop,
great movie.
It's a great movie, but you're like, that's illegal. That's illegal. I think most of the stuff in this movie is quite illegal.
Right.
It's like a documentation of like all the laws.
Yeah, yeah.
But but the thing is just like one thing about England. I got a friend that's British, right? And we talk sometimes about like business because he's an artist too. And one thing that we talk about is like, like paying taxes and like the business side of art and stuff, which is like a lot of fun, the fun part of art. Yeah. But anyway, he said in England, the government does not mess around with taxes. Like they do not mess around. Like, I mean, the IRS is pretty scary. I'm scared. I pay my taxes. If they want more, I'm like, take my money. I've got blood too. Take it. You could probably have a pint. I'm not sure how good it tastes, but you can. I'll give them anything they want. But the thing is, it's just like the British, the UK IRS or whatever they have over there, their government. Woo! They are strong.
They get their money.
They get the money. So the thing is, I'm really interested how Banksy is like this phenomenally unrecognizable, unknown person.
Right.
And he's making millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions. Stop me. Of yen. No, what is he making? Pounds.
Okay.
Pounds over there. And like nobody knows who he is.
Right.
If you follow the money, you'll find Banksy, I'm sure, because I mean, he must be paying taxes, right?
You would think so.
You think his mom pays the taxes for him? But then, it's like, well, if Mrs. Banksy's paying taxes, it's got to be Junior.
Does he have a shell company? Who knows?
How does an artist come up with a shell company?
I don't know.
Maybe he washes it. Maybe he's a dishwasher somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? That's crazy. But anyway, somebody knows who Banksy is. I'm sure it's Banksy. Banksy knows who Banksy is. Oh, man. Well, anyway, yeah, getting sued, huh?
Yeah. So apparently something happened where I guess some company, Target, maybe used one of his designs without his permission.
Oh, sorry. He's suing them.
Right. And so what happened was, well, he didn't sue. He went out apparently on his Twitter or told his fans to go after this company.
Oh, that's
well,
illegal.
Some of these people were not amicable.
Uh-huh.
So now they're saying that he incited aggressive behavior towards this company.
Ooh, yeah.
So they're suing now.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get to him. So if he has to reveal his identity in court, of course, all these countries that have been kind of
vandalized
are going to start coming after him.
But, I mean... Yeah, that's a whole weird thing when it comes to like graffiti and art and stuff. I mean, if you're just like an average, like, graffiti artist and you're like spray painting buildings or whatever, that's completely illegal. And yeah, I mean, you'll get a fine, you'll go to jail. In Japan, they'll throw the book at you. Do not do any graffiti here. No. But but if you're Banksy and you do it, people steal it. Or maybe like if you do it on if you did it on a building, the building itself, like the value of the buildings just went up like $12 million.
Yeah, just like recently the governor, maybe it was Osaka or Tokyo or whatever, she took a picture next to a Banksy. I guess he was in Japan.
Oh, really?
And did a little, just like a corner piece, and she was taking a picture with it.
Well, I would too, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, I'm not Banksy.
Vandalism, but it's
Then it's the street art. I don't know. Is there a fine line? I don't think there's a fine line. I think it's very gray, when it comes to like graffiti and street art and stuff, But I think it just depends on I guess the governor.
Well, that's why I think that's why his anonymity is so important.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing keeping him out of prison
mm-hmm.
and him able to keep making so much money.
How do you make money when nobody knows who you are? So he's got, his accountant knows, but his accountant's got to file his taxes, which means his name's got to go under Banksy. Interesting. Well, anyway.
Lots of people would want to know how he worked that out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure he's got a warehouse. So
of stuff.
Yeah. So he's got to have his name
under some, credit cards.
Follow the money. Ooh. Yeah. He had a huge show in Tokyo a couple of years ago. It was like this huge exhibition that was up for a long time. And I'm not sure if they sold work, but they had a lot of his stuff there. I had a lot of friends that went. I never went. I was always too busy, and then I forgot about it. But sorry, Banksy. Love you, buddy, but I didn't go. I don't know who he is. Nobody does.
Is it even a dude?
It could be a girl.
House mom.
It could be a house mom. A lot of the art is just stencils. Anybody could do it. It's the concept, really. You got a mouse. The mouse has got a balloon, but the balloon is a hand grenade. That's a Banksy, right? So anybody could come up with that. It's just like he was the first one to do it. It could be like a house mom. She's like, then again, think about this. What if it's like a house mom, and she's going down the street with like a stroller, and then people are just like, oh, look at that old lady. She's going there buying groceries with her kid. But then when nobody's looking, she takes out the kid, and it's like not even a kid, it's like a doll, and she's using it. And it's like a spray paint can. She's spray painting like stencils on the wall, and nobody's the wiser because nobody would ever think that Banksy is like a housewife or a house mom or whatever.
Canister and the fake baby. Oh, interesting.
Well, that's something that Banksy would do. And the baby's holding a hand grenade. Who knows, man? Oh, geez. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, oh gosh. But once again, do not do street art or any graffiti in Japan. That's a no in this country.
That's bad news.
Man, yeah. Oh my goodness. Unless you're Banksy, I guess.
Right, exactly.
Oh man. But anyway, Tokyo Art Tank is happening on November 27th to December 3rd. And if anybody pulls out, man, dude, I've got this little area and stuff that I'm thinking that it's like a long story. But anyway, yes. Get some stuff ready just in case.
Okay.
Awesome. And okay.
Yes.
I need you to plug you. So whatchamacallit? Websites, Instagram, Facebook, SNS. What do you got, Q?
Yeah, so if you'd like to check out some of my artwork, I'm on Instagram. It's Q Kendrick Art at Instagram.
Show notes.
It'll be in the show notes. Also, there'll be a link to some of my YouTube videos with my old band, Fat Joy.
Cool.
And a shout out to some of the people I perform with. So check it out, please.
That'll be fantastic. All right.
But in terms of on the calendar, just doing some regular shows in Daikanyama, but no major things to push. But
not yet.
Not yet. Always wishing everyone well.
Cool. Very
Please
cool.
take care.
Awesome. Well, on that note, Q, thank you very much for being here.
Oh, no news?
Huh?
No news.
Jesus, the news. Oh my God, dude. It's been a while. See, the thing is,
that's why he needs me.
Yeah, that's why I need. That's why I really need you. Okay, Peters, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we've got the news. Man, we're on a roll, man. I was just like, and that's a show. Banksy is me. No, Banksy's you, I bet. Banksy's the cat.
I wish.
Look at that cat. She's so mischievous. I bet she's, look at her.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Where are you hiding the money, kitty?
Yeah, where is the money?
Where are you hiding the money?
Probably in the battery.
Yo, faders, the holiday season is slowly creeping up, and there's only one way to stay ahead of present panic. And that's by shopping for the holidays early. This year, don't stress about finding something cool for your friends, family, and or significant other. Get something special and unique by commissioning an original Popsicle painting from yours truly. Or by purchasing a masterpiece from the Spilt Inks website. Yo, that's right. Look down in Got Faded Japan's episode notes and click on the Spilt Ink's website link and take a look around and find something exciting. So this year, forget about the holiday rush, forget about stress, and forget about stressing on getting a cool present for that special person. This year, take care of yourself. And you can only take care of yourself by getting an original piece of artwork that's going to last you and or that significant other, friend, family, boss, neighbor, enemy, whatever, that's going to last them a lifetime. All right, Saito-san, cut off the Christmas music. It's not even December yet.
Are you in Harajuku with some out-of-town friends or your family or significant others? Yeah! Do you want to chill and drink beer and eat sandwiches while your friends overpay for glitter unicorn socks? Yeah!
And the flavor's gonna make you complete at Harry's Sandwich Company.
So come on down to Harry's Sandwich Company in the heart of Harajuku, right off Takeshita Street. See you there!
Mitsuya Liquors. Yo, what's up, faders? If you're in Asia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, if you're in Asagaya, you better get down to Mitsuya Liquors. That's right, for the most affordable prices in Japan, you can get over 300 different kinds of beer. That's right, over 300 different kinds of beer. And of course, they got all the shochu you need, all the sake you need, and of course, they got wine from California to Italy to France to New Zealand. They got it all. When I say they got it all, they really, seriously got it all. There's no joke about that. So get down to Mitsuya Liquors. And if you go in there and you say, Got Faded Japan, you will be more than welcome to go into their back room and drink those beers that you just purchased. That's right, Got Faded Japan at Mitsuya Liquors. And 3 times a week, they have a sushi chef there. So get your sushi on, get your drink on, get your fade on, and come on down to Mitsuya Liquors, located comfortably in Asagaya, about 5-minute walk from the station. Mitsuya Liquors.
In Tokyo and craving soul food, we've got just the place for you. Soul Food House in Azabu Check out what we do at soulfoodhouse.com. Come by and taste the love. We look forward to feeding you.
And we are back, faders, and we've got the news. We've got the news. We got the news.
We've got news.
Yes, we've got the news. And Q, the guest always goes first, and we've got a great story for you. And without further ado, enjoy.
Thank you. Man arrested after sneaking into woman's apartment and washing her lingerie.
Ooh,
That's a real story.
that's something that actually happened.
Yeah, do you want me to read it? What?
Yeah, please read it. Yeah.
On the morning of October 30th, a 28-year-old woman living in the town of Hamamatsu, Shizuoka Prefecture, went out from her apartment for the day. Unfortunately, she left her door unlocked. And sure enough, while she had been out, an intruder had let himself in.
Ooh.
As is not infrequently the case in such incidents in Japan, the man had entered the woman's apartment, was targeting her underwear.
Ooh.
What a shock. However, the intruder was no panty thief, as he didn't take any of the undergarments with him when he left. As a matter of fact, the woman might not have even known anyone had been in her apartment while she was gone, except for the fact that when she returned in the evening, she noticed that her underwear had been washed and hung up to dry, along with some other articles of her clothing. Wow, this guy's really interesting. Now, there are many cases where someone doing your laundry for you is convenient and or considered a considerate thing. For instance, if it's your spouse or a maid service you've hired. This, though, was obviously not one of those desirable situations. And so the next day, the woman went to her local police box and reported the incidents to officers on duty.
I would love to hear that meeting.
Wow.
The cop's like,
Some pervert
No.
washed my underwear.
did he use soap? What kind of soap? Was it Downy?
Was it done?
How much Downy? Was it the pink one that smells like flower? Yeah, my wife likes that one.
How many
Yeah.
times did he fold your underwear, ma'am?
3 times. Son of a bitch. Oh my God.
Wow, that's definitely interesting.
Oh, that is different. Yeah. There's still a little
Oh,
more too.
It wasn't long before the culprit was in custody.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Before the day was done, another resident of the apartment building the woman lives in came to the police box, bringing along a third resident of the building, a 50-year-old man who admitted that I entered the woman's apartment without permission and that he had washed the lingerie in other clothing.
And that's the story. Man, do you think this guy's nickname in prison will be Mr. Clean? He's bald. He's got some muscles and a white shirt. He's like, yeah, he's got a tattoo of an anchor.
Maybe he has a fetish for clean lingerie.
Yeah, maybe he just loves cleaning. He's like, well, first I was going to come in and start off with the laundry because that was the most dirty. And then I was going to wash the floors and then the ceiling and then, the bathroom. And then,
what's probably funny is like other people's underwear are really clean, but he's wearing dirty shit.
Yeah, maybe that's where he gets off. That's weird.
It.
Isn't that weird?
His stuff is just crap stained.
Oh, gosh. Q, I've been doing this podcast since 2009, and I've never, ever, ever come across a story like this. This is the first time I've covered everything you can imagine. I've covered everything you can imagine. I've been doing the news for, many years. The math, it's not coming. What was it? 10, 12, 14, was it 20, 14 years? I've been doing it for 14 years. And oh my gosh, this is the first time somebody breaks into a woman's apartment.
To clean her underwear.
That's
definitely a first.
And other things. Probably her lingerie and her socks. He's like, oh, these are dirty too. Oh, these are even worse. I got to wash these. Where does she keep her bleach?
I mean, what are they going to do with this guy? I guess he's in prison. He'll get laundry duty?
I guess. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be the cook. There's no way. Oh, man. Okay, well, here we go.
Uh-huh. All right. Oh, thank you.
Okay, next story. Okay, let's find some. Okay, should we stick with the pervy stuff or some violence? Okay, here we go. Okay, man arrested for assaulting taxi driver in Aichi Prefecture. This story took place in Aichi. Police in Obu, Aichi Prefecture, have arrested a 55-year-old man in suspicion of assaulting a 75-year-old taxi driver on Thursday. According to police, the incident occurred at around 11:40 p.m. I bet you he was drunk. Police said Kazunori Nagasawa, who works for a division of the Aichi Prefectural Police Department, asked the driver to stop the taxi and then grabbed him by the collar and shook him violently. Kyoto News reported a passerby called 110, aka 911. Police said that Nagasawa had been out drinking. There we go. 6 p.m., aka day fading.
Happy hour.
Yeah. So, you got, happy hour isn't happy all the time.
Apparently not.
Yeah. I mean, not for this guy. Out drinking since 6 p.m. at 3 pubs in Nagoya. Nagoya's got some good bars, actually.
Apparently.
Yeah. They got some great stuff.
List them here.
Yeah. The first with about 40 colleagues before going to the second and third pubs with 2 colleagues. He was in a taxi on his way home when the trouble started. Police quoted Nagasawa as saying that he can't remember what happened. Obviously, this guy's got a good lawyer. That's usually what the lawyer tells you to do.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. I think lawyers all over the world give you that advice.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. But faders, if you're day fading, if you're drinking from 6 p.m. and you're drinking, if it's happy hour, you're getting the beers for probably half the price or something, usually half the price in Japan. The second bar is sometimes a good idea, but never go to the third bar.
Yeah, third, it's disaster.
Yeah, you never want to be that guy. It's like 9 o'clock at night and you're completely wasted out of your mind. Like, ladies.
Yeah, you're that guy, sure. Yeah.
And we've all been that guy, but you don't want to be that guy. So don't do it. Don't drink from 6 p.m. to whenever the trouble started, 11:40 midnight. That's like what, 12 hours?
Oof.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, he was crushing it.
Yeah. I wonder what day that was. Does it say? Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, geez Louise. But anyway, that's the thing. If you're day fading, hit one bar with 40 of your friends, the next bar maybe with a handful of friends, and then take a taxi home or walk home and just be quiet, be polite, look out the window. And when you get to your place, pay and go to bed. Maybe eat a little pizza, maybe a little shabu shabu or something before you go to bed. But that's it. Oh, man. Okay. Next story. Okay. You want this one?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
2 climbers missing in Northern Alps in Nagano.
Wow.
Police and emergency services personnel resumed a search on Sunday for 2 men who have been missing for 2 days in the Northern Alps in Nagano Prefecture. It's too bad. The two men, Kentaro Nakamura, 23, a university student from Inagi City in Tokyo, and Shun Yagisawa, 26, a self-employed resident of Tokyo, Sedagai Ward, were last heard from on Thursday night, Kyoto News reported. That's not good. Police said the two men stayed Thursday night in the Northern Alps area and originally planned to return home on Friday, but called relatives on Thursday night to say they were going to spend another day climbing. They were thought to be heading to Mitsumata, one of the two trailheads in Azumino, to Mount Jonendaka area, where there's no cell phone reception. Always a bad call there.
Yeah, I agree.
Police began a search on Saturday after the men relatives contacted them late Friday. Yeah, that's a tough one. That I realized recently after watching like a documentary, a lot of people get injured or go missing in Japan from hiking.
Really?
Yeah.
In Japan?
Yeah.
I've heard about that in the States or in Europe, but I've never heard about that in Japan.
Yeah,
Really?
a lot of people either go missing or just have these fatalities. Hiking is a very treacherous sport activity.
Wow.
In Japan.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Well, they got no cell reception. Hopefully they're up there. Maybe they're up there having a party. You know, they got some music. They're cooking some like food, hanging out or something. There's like, let's take a couple more days.
And the thing is, if something happens, you can't reach out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I will hope they're fine. I hope they get rescued, or I hope they're enjoying themselves up there so much where basically they're taking a couple extra days or something.
Right.
I don't know. I never leave the city. Well, I left the city once 2 years ago. I was in I had a cabin. But I'm a city guy, so
in the woods.
No, it's
a cabin in the woods.
The cabin, it was spooky. It was really spooky. There was mosquitoes, and I went to the beach once too. Yeah, there was a lot of sand. I was worried about sharks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The hiking can be quite treacherous in Japan.
Have you ever been to Mount Fuji?
No, I haven't. It's on my bucket list.
Really, you got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done Takao. I used to live in Takao.
Oh wow!
But I have not done the Fuji.
Wow. Yeah, I did Fuji with my host family when I first came to Japan. And we drove from Kawasaki all the way to Fuji. And we drove halfway up there to like the part where you have to stop driving. Right. We got out, we took some photos, and then we got back in the car and we drove back. And I was like, that was it. That was it. I didn't know what the plan was or anything because at the time I couldn't speak any Japanese and they spoke minimal English, whatever. Right. So basically, we just drove there, took some photos, hung out a little bit, and drove back.
Time to go. Peace.
Yeah. But I gotta say, Mount Fuji is beautiful. It's really beautiful. Even from like the point that we're at, the driving area, there's like a parking lot, and from there you can kind of walk around. You can see like the clouds below you. It was really, really gorgeous. Mount Fuji is amazing. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah,
I think everybody should go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should definitely go, man.
It's on the list for sure. It's going to happen.
Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Let's do two more. Okay. Do you like baseball?
I'm not a baseball fan, but I like sports.
Okay. All right. So I'll do the baseball one, and then you can do this one.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Former pro baseball player gets 16 months in prison for stealing whiskey from a supermarket. Now, I love whiskey, but I've never stolen whiskey. I've never stolen anything, really. The story takes place in Yokohama. A Yokohama District Court has sentenced a 47-year-old former professional baseball player to 16 months in prison for stealing 7 bottles of whiskey. Whiskey is really expensive these days.
Apparently.
Yeah. I guess Japanese whiskey won a bunch of awards in Europe. And so pretty much the whole world has been buying Japanese whiskey left, right, and center to the point where like there's like very little real Japanese. I mean, there's very little like expensive Japanese whiskey, like the 24-year-old Suntory or like the very rare Ichiro's malts, whatever. The cheaper stuff, the Kaku, you can get that anywhere. It's still more expensive. I think it's like 200 yen more expensive, but still, this whiskey is probably really expensive. So when it says like what? How many bottles?
7?
7 bottles. 7 bottles could be like maybe $7,000 or something. I mean, that could be like grand theft. Let's carry on. Hiroshi Ono, who currently lives in Yokohama, played for the Yomiuri Giants and the Osaka Kintetsu Buffaloes, both really good teams. He retired from baseball in 2003. And recently, he had been working with a company that sells home exercise equipment. It's a good job. Ono has been serving a suspended sentence for stealing 2 bottles of champagne from a retail store in Akita City on November 25th, 2001, Kyoto News reported. Champagne's also pretty expensive. This guy's got some really good taste.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, holy smokes. However, on May 8th of this year, he stole 7 bottles of whiskey worth 35,000 yen, aka that's like what, maybe $700 with the exchange rate, $800. It's a lot of money. I thought it'd be worth more, to be honest. From a supermarket with the aim of reselling them, the court heard. In sentencing, Ono, I mean, it would be better if he's like, I just love whiskey.
Right.
You can loosely justify that, loosely. In sentencing Ono on Wednesday, the presenting judge said that by violating his suspended sentence for the earlier theft, Ono had shown he could not control his urge to steal. Okay, so that's why he got
second offense.
Yeah. See, that's the thing in Japan. You know, if you do something bad like stealing or something like something that's like kind of minor, I mean, it's bad, but it's not so bad. You'll get a suspended sentence. But if you get busted again, you know, they'll throw the book at you as they did here. So yeah, you gotta be a good citizen when you come to Japan. Don't break the laws, you know. And if you do get a second chance, you know, you better definitely do everything you can to not break the law ever again. You know, I mean, it's strict here, so you got to follow the rules.
True that.
Okay. All right. So, all right, you get the pervy one, the last one. Last story.
Great. I get the last one about the man groping women's buttocks. So great.
I'm sorry. We can do Junkin.
Now, keep in mind, this is just a news story. This is not about me.
Yes.
I just want to make that clear.
Totally clear.
Man on a motorbike, not me, arrested for groping women's buttocks. Police in Osaka have arrested a 30-year-old man on suspicion of sexually molesting a woman in her 20s as she walked along the street. According to police, Hiroki Yano, a company employee, always the case, has admitted to the charge. Kyoto News reported. Police said that he is accused of riding a motorcycle behind the woman on the morning of October 24th. As he came alongside her, this is not uncommon, unfortunately, folks, he asked her, "How are you doing?" Then he suddenly groped her buttocks and sped off like a jackass.
That's bad.
Police there have been 5 similar incidences in the area from November 22nd to October this year, and are questioning Yano about his involvement in those cases.
You know what? Have you ever seen that Seinfeld where Kramer got the wrong license plate? And it said ass man. He's like, I'm not the ass man. I'm not the ass man. Do you think this guy had a license plate that said ass man?
Probably so.
Yes. You know, in today's day and age, you cannot do this. I mean, in the 1980s, obviously, if you watch like Porky's or any of those old like 1980s movies, like with like actors like John Cryer or whatever, you know, stuff like this happened like all the time, you know? But
but unfortunately, it's really a big problem here in Japan.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Tokyo.
You got to be careful. Be careful of people with scooters with the license plate ass man.
Yeah, the gropers, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Huh. Yeah. Isn't that weird how that was like acceptable? I'm sure it wasn't acceptable, but in the 1980s, that was in movies and stuff. Like, have you seen Porky's? Yeah, Porky's. Like watching Porky's again, or like Revenge of the Nerds, or any of those movies. You're like, at this day and age, at our age, the age of what we are, it's just like if you watch it, you're like, this is really bad. It's just like really, really, this is illegal. You can't be doing that. Oh my God.
That. Right.
Holy, this is in a movie for kids. You know? Whoa, you know? So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, basically, that was our parents. Our parents were doing that and watching these movies.
Right.
Shame on you, parents.
It's our parents. It's the generation.
Completely different generation. Yeah. So don't watch any movies from the 80s and do anything that they're doing, especially the movie Weird Science. That's a bad one. With the bras on the head.
Yeah, don't make your own female.
Yeah, don't do that either. Actually, you can do that in today's age. We're talking about cloning and stuff. Technically, everything that you can imagine when you're a kid is now here. But yeah, don't do all the things that you see in movies from the 80s. Okay. Well, on that note, Q, thank you very much for being on the show, man.
It's been a blast. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for reminding me of doing the news, man. It's like been a while since I've done the news, so it's so good to get caught up. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, we'll do the bear attack next week. That one's kind
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Faders, for tuning into this very special episode of Got Faded Japan. Q, thank you very much for being here on the show. And it's a pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
And one more time, go into the show notes. Just go down there and you can get all Q's information for bookings, for his artwork, for everything he has. Book him. Come to Tokyo. Come to Japan. See him perform. He's going to knock your socks off.
Yeah.
And
I'll wash your socks afterwards.
No, don't do that. It's illegal, obviously. Don't do that. He won't do that.
I'll wash your socks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't give me your socks either. I don't want them. And Faders, you know what to do. Go to iTunes, give us a 5-star review, write something groovy, go to YouTube, subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up or whatever. It's totally cool. And we're all over SNS. If you Google Got Faded Japan, we're everywhere. Thank you very much for watching this episode, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
My little brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to fuck.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
God, the pressure! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't stand to it!
You sure I should do this, man?
We're going freaking! Yeah. We came, we saw, we kicked his ass!
Your move, creep.
Oh, man. I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Ah, fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.